Well, happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. I am Sean Waite. I am the regional captain for the Arizona region. And today you are going to witness and be part of Jackie Mart's world. Now, I've known Jackie for, I think a couple of years. It's been a couple of years now. And the knowledge, the information, the things that she knows and that she practices on a daily basis makes a difference. And it makes a difference in lives, from whether you're a teen girl, which is one of her specialities with her self-love boot camps and teachings and coaching, or you're a 50-year-old guy like me who just needs to get his stuff together sometimes, right? I mean, we're gonna talk today about the undieting for New Year's. Because how many of us are just, we're doing the same thing over and over again and getting no different results. And there's a term for that, right? So what we're going to do is, first, I'm going to go through and introduce you a little bit about AGC for those of you who don't know. I'm also going to apologize in advance. I am on remote location. So hopefully our Wi-Fi sticks up good and we are going to be fine. But here we go. As I mentioned, I'm Sean Waite. I am the regional captain of AGC for Arizona. AGC Talks it's a smart way to stay connected. We started AGC Talks because we know how important the network is, or networking is, and having your network. But simply, when the pandemic hit, right, we were having live events, but we still need to have our networks. We still need to have our contacts, and we still need to be motivated, especially during a pandemic. So AGC Talks came about with our live broadcasts. And it all never could have happened without this gentleman right here, Travis Sims, who's our CEO and our founder. He has written 2 best-selling books on networking. He has decades of experience, even though he might not look it, but he does. He has been doing this for a very long time, and he has helped us to start building a network that is just fantastic and profitable for a business. What we're going to ask you to do as we're doing this is play along. I want you to drop in. Where are you coming from? Where are you listening from? What's the city, the state, the country? Are you doing it live? Is this a replay? It really helps interactions when you put up where you're at, because then we can acknowledge you. We can say hi. We can have our conversations. And it also helps get the word out to more and more people. 2,000 people, over 2,000 people are now in our Facebook group. We also have the member exclusive Facebook group where you can also ask for referrals and be able to go back and forth with our network and your network then. And we also have daily networking activities, which is fun ways to learn more about each other, dig deep, learn from each other, and just get better with our skills, both networking and business-wise. Maybe you're seeing AGC Talks on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Vimeo, on Fire TV, on Roku. We have podcasts and presentations like this, as well as our live events that we video and put out there so that you can enjoy it in many different ways. The podcast I was just mentioning, it airs every Monday. Travis sits down with a very important and very powerful person who's going to be able to impart some great knowledge and some great skills. Make sure you're tuning in. We are brought together by our sponsors. And one of our best sponsors, if you want results for your business, is Mailbox Power. Bo Young, he's a mentor to me. I just use Mailbox Power myself for the holiday season to stay in touch with people and to send gifts. It is a fantastic way to be in front of your network, your clients, your customers. It's simply, you just need to do it. You just need to call Bo and get this thing going for you, because for me, automation and set and forget it are 2 of the biggest, most powerful things you can do to be more effective in your business. Mailbox Power lets you do that. If you would like to be one of those important sponsorship type of people, reach out. Email support@joinagc.com, or just reach out via Facebook, and let's get you in front of all these people, all this network, 2,000 plus in the Facebook group, and hundreds more in our live events. After we have our fantastic presentation with Jackie, we're going to all meet up in the Zoom room. And the nice thing about that is that's where you can get in depth. We can learn more about what we just heard, what we just talked about, what Jackie just presented. And also we can network. We can ask for referrals. It's another way for you to grow your business, because we can ask, hey, who should I be looking out for that would be a good recommendation for you, a good referral for you? That's one of the biggest things. That's the most powerful thing about having a network. And I know this seems silly, but it's only $1 a day if you want to join AGC online. Right? And, people say, oh, that's not even a cup of coffee. It doesn't matter. It's an investment that is going to give you a return on investment that is going to be multiple 10x, right? You hear the term 10x all the time. You need to be part of this, and it's only $1 a day for the online presence. We got to give a thank you to our AGC regional partners. We're getting everywhere, right? We're starting in Minnesota and we're building up. We've got different people in different areas as we expand AGC, because what Travis wants is for you to go to California and be able to drop in on Lois Kofi's group and to build networks with people there. They want you to be able to go over to Jake Perron's group in Eagan or in Burnsville and be able to grow people there. We want to be a truly global presence for good. Right? A global presence that's not just good for your business, but for all the community we work with. I might have mentioned this before. You probably saw the advertising. Jackie Mart. Jackie, like I said, she's not just part of the network. She's my friend. And she has been there for me personally through some severe ups and downs during the pandemic. She's dragged me for walks in minus 30-degree weather when I really didn't want to go, but I knew my butt should get out there and do it. She is just a motivating and impactful person. So I'm going to bring her up now. If I can scroll over quick enough. Welcome, Jackie.
Hi, thank you, Sean, for all those kind words. Don't forget the 9-mile hike we went on. We got lost in the heat.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to pass.
I don't believe it was supposed to be a 9-mile hike, if I recall right, either. So
nope, it was supposed to be maybe a 4-mile hike.
Yep.
But that was a good day. Lots of conversation for sure. So thank you so much for having me. I'm proud to be speaking today. So the crazy thing is, I sent Sean some ideas when he asked me to speak in January, and this idea actually stemmed from a social media post that I post last New Year's Day. So I just elaborated on it a little bit, and I'm going to give you some great goals besides weight loss and fitness that will make a difference in your everyday life and actually improve those lives around you. So if you want to go ahead and start this slideshow.
Well, first of all, let's do this. Let's do some shout outs to some people who are joining us. So Facebook user, so it's not showing on here. So maybe if they didn't sign up with StreamYard yet, it says coming in clear. So obviously the Wi-Fi is going good. Dawn Bennett, very good, very close friend of mine for the last 15 years. Coming in live somewhere south of Minneapolis in the minus 15-degree weather. Well, I'm sure a lot of the people tuning in are coming from Minnesota as well. I am remote in Panama City Beach, and it is a little chilly. It's about 55 right now. So we got someone live from Facebook, Cottage Grove, Minnesota. Got Magic Brad, big day, February 2nd, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Join AGC. Travis, all the cool kids come to the Zoom room. So that is our founder and CEO, Travis Sims, telling you, if you want to be cool, if you don't want to be that junior high kid sitting against the wall while everybody else is dancing at the dance, come to the Zoom room. Welcome to, and another Facebook user, welcome to the AGC stage, Jackie Mart. So as we go from there, I am going to bring up your slideshow as the technical wizardry behind us works its magic, and boom, boom, boom. And I am going to excuse myself. And there you go.
Thank you. All right. So undiet your new year is what I called it. Diet culture. Let's talk a little bit about that. So all around Thanksgiving, Christmas, the holidays, they pretty much tell you that you're not good enough. You're going to gain, 7 pounds in between Thanksgiving and the New Year. And it's all this big hype to get you to buy and do everything in your possible to lose that weight, right? So the gym memberships crank up. I am a group fitness instructor as well. And we always joke that the gyms are the busiest in January, and then February it kind of falls off, right? So the hardcore gym goers are there, every day. They've made it a habit. And then all the new people come in and kind of take over, and then they give up, right? So why not omit that and do something else this year, right? So the first one is, next slide. Is it working? There we go. So I'm going to go over the 10 goals that have nothing to do with weight loss or fitness that can impact your life and those around you. Next slide. So here I want to talk a little bit about declarations versus resolutions. So when you declare something, it's positive, right? This is what I'm going to do this year. Resolutions is kind of more negative, like what am I going to stop doing this year, or resolve, or go away. Another thing too I like to point out is when people say they want to lose weight, think about what you're saying. Your words are very powerful. So you're losing the weight. If you lose it, your body's always going to try and find it again. So if you do want to make one of those weight loss goals, say, I release the excess weight and inflammation in my body, right? Words powerful. I was talking to some clients because we're setting some New Year's goals as well. And I was talking to one of them yesterday, and I was like, Sean, you always talk about this too, but are you committed or are you interested, right? I actually did a Facebook giveaway last week. And some of the questions I asked the people in my private Facebook group was, did you set goals last year and did you achieve them? Why do you think you didn't achieve them? And I was blown away by how many people don't even set goals. I do every year, every day. I feel like I set more goals for myself. So are you committed? Or are you just interested? Do you want to change your life, or do you just want to sit in the background, right? Another thing too is with the declaration, Bob Proctor, I'm so happy and grateful now that, right? So that's how you should write your goals out. I am so happy and grateful now that, for example, Sean, I am working remotely from Palm Beach, Florida, right? I am so happy and grateful that I'm spending more time with my family every week, just different goals like that. So it's all about being intentional, the law of attraction, right? What you put out into the world comes back. Same with karma. So make a plan, right? A lot of people don't make goals because they have no idea what they want. They have lived a life where they're just kind of getting by and don't have any big goals. So I wanted to make a few lists here that are really easy and simple. So you can go ahead and do the next slide. All right, number 1, unsubscribe and unfollow all people and businesses that no longer align with your values or are toxic. I went through a social media dump not too long ago because I noticed I was looking at Instagram and I was following all these fitness people, and you know how social media is that everybody uses filters, right? Nobody looks that way. And it's crazy how the body cropping and whatnot. So I started following accounts that are all about like body positivity, positive body image, anti-diet, all that as well. And it really helps. So get rid of those people too. So if you look at your feed and you constantly see this person and it just like makes your heart sink or you get mad, just unfollow them, right? And that goes for all areas of your life. So who are the people that you surround yourself with, right? Our families can be toxic. So maybe just not spend as much time with them, right? I have a friend, and when she goes home for the holidays, she stays in a hotel to kind of have that distance, right, from her toxic family. So there's always options. So find and seek out those people that lift you up, that make you want to be a better person, right? Next slide. So I put a list here of great accounts to follow. Depending on what side, on the left side is a bunch of motivational personal development people that I love. Ed Milet, amazing. I think I started listening to him. It's funny because Sean and I started listening to Ed Milet, and then we started talking, and he did too. So that was kind of crazy. Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor. Let's see. The one I want to mention is Brendan Burchard. I love him. And a lot of the personal development podcasts even are kind of all the same, but he gives a new twist and ideas, and his are short. I am not a person that's going to listen to an hour and a half podcast. I like the short ones, around 30 minutes or less. The other one I want to point out that I recently started listening to maybe a year ago is Rob Dial. He's called the Mindset Mentor, and I can really connect well with his too. So that's a person you really want to check out as well. The people on the right side, or depending on which way I'm facing here, these are mostly, well, except for Mel Robbins, are health and wellness people that I follow, that I love. So I am a holistic health coach as well. So I follow more holistic accounts, holistic medicine accounts. There are some nutritionists on there. I love Food Babe because she talks about the processed food and, the chemicals in our food. The other ones too, Dr. Berg has a really neat YouTube channel. You learn so much from him as well. So check into a few of those. It might open up your eyes a little bit to kind of a different view on health, especially the last couple years. So next slide. Number 2, I love this one because I talk to clients about this all the time. So I have friends and, they're moms and dads, so they don't really do much together. One of my friends said she would like to schedule a date night with her husband more than once every 6 months. So you have to be intentional, right? Get it on the calendar. Make it a non-negotiable. Even if you go grocery shopping or something together, just get out away from the kids and spend some time together. Or another thing I thought of as well was a date night with your best friend. I want to get better about doing things with friends because sometimes I'm bad about that. But I scheduled a coffee date with a chiropractic friend of mine for Sunday, and I'm really excited about that. Funny story, maybe your goal is to get out and date again. That was actually my goal in 2020, then COVID hit. So I got all pumped up and then COVID hit and that kind of smashed that goal. But get out there again, put yourself out there. And one thing to remember, whatever you're doing, is not everybody's going to like you. Okay. You can worry about that forever, but you're just not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. So seek out those people that, you enjoy being around. If you go visit a friend and you dread it, number 1. Number 2, you regret saying yes. Number 3, when you get back home, you're just exhausted. Those can be toxic people. So think about who you're around, right? Next slide. Oh, and I was going to say, if you need some date ideas, I made a whole list. So give me a shout out, message me, and I'll give you a list of date ideas that I have. Number 3, set a sleep schedule and stick to it. How many of us, we can end up looking at our phone at night, scrolling, watching TikTok. I'm not into TikTok videos or Snapchat, or I recently joined Snapchat because that's how my family posts pictures. I didn't want to join, but I did. So set a sleep schedule and stick to it. Ideally for health-wise, if you go to bed at 10 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m., those are ideal hours. It's the general circadian rhythm of your body. And when the sun naturally, especially in the summertime, sets and rises, your body actually heals itself physically from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. and psychologically from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. And I don't know about you, when I don't sleep, I am the grumpiest person ever, and it can throw off your hunger hormones and just make everything a lot harder, especially for women. We're super emotional, right, when we don't get enough sleep. So make yourself a priority. I always call that self-love, self-care. So what are you doing for your routine? Next slide. I love this one because I just talked to a client about this yesterday too, because she gets really overwhelmed if I give her too many goals. So I told her, you know what, this year we're going to set 12 goals for the year and focus and commit to one each month, right? So you're not overwhelmed. I actually wrote down some ideas. So it could be almost like stacking habits on top of each other. So once you nail down one goal, you can add another one on there. So say you want to drink more water. So focus on that this month. The only thing, you're going to drink half your body weight in ounces of water a day, right? And once you nail that habit, then the next month, add another one on there, right? So it could be like drink more water. You're going to, a lot of times people do like dry January, right? No alcohol. In the next one, you can maybe focus on your family. What can you do each month to make your family a priority more? Another one you could do, focus on one area of your business. So maybe next month you're going to focus on networking, or March, you're going to focus on getting some videos, right, on your YouTube channel. Focus putting more video content on your social media pages. Another one could be reading, right? Focus on reading. Pick out all these books, right? We have this whole list of books. I do. I have a notepad on my phone, a list of books that I want to read. So take a few of those out. Maybe try and read one book a week, 1 month, right? You're just going to do more learning and development that way. Next slide. Number 5, only check and respond to your emails, texts, social media accounts twice daily. So this is more about being intentional, right? Instead of reactive. You know, we see a pop-up and we go look at it right away. Like, you know, the shiny object, the squirrels, the rabbit holes, and we can waste time, right? So it's all about priority management. So turn everything off. I've gotten a lot better about literally just putting my phone on airplane mode. And it actually gives me way less anxiety when people don't have access to me 24/7. I mean, I get texts from people at 5 a.m. in the morning, if not earlier sometimes. And if you wake up and the first thing you do is look at your phone, it can stress you out right away, raise your cortisol levels. The first thing you should do, actually, I forgot to talk about blue blocking glasses, right? Sleeping in a cold, dark room as well. But put your blue blocking glasses on in the morning and then keep them on until the sun rises, and then step outside and look at the blue in the sky. That actually helps your body start producing melatonin and turn that off as well, so you sleep better. If you're into biohacking, that's one of the main things as well. So let's see. So priorities. What are your priorities? What do you want to work on today? And, you know, stay up the rest of the day till you get it done. Eliminate those distractions. Next slide. This is actually one of my favorite ones. All right. So if you don't listen to the Minimalist podcast, you should. I started listening to it, I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago. And it makes you only want to own one fork, one knife, one plate in your house. And they're actually coming to Minneapolis later this month, and you can check into that. You can listen to them speak in person. But purge 10 items a week in your house, garage, or apartment. So our items, our belongings, our things steal and take up our energy. I have lived in many houses, and then I got divorced and I started living in studio apartments. And I don't even want to own anything bigger than this, honestly, because it takes me maybe 10 minutes to clean, less space, and then I don't have stuff, you know, weighing me down. So purge things. A lot of people did this during the pandemic as well, but 10 things a week. And then that's actually supposed to say 1 in, 10 out. I messed that up. But so for every one item you bring into your house, get rid of 10 things. The largest donation day is always New Year's Eve. So for the tax write-offs. But, you know, if you don't want to donate it, you could sell it, you know, make some money off the things. I posted a meme the other day, and it said, those things that you stuff in the closet, you're not going to use more by stuffing in the closet. I remember when I was a little girl, my mom would tell me to clean my room, and I would just shove everything underneath my bed. And she would get so mad. I remember her just yelling at me and taking everything out that I shoved underneath my bed and throwing it. And she's like, I'm going to throw this away if you don't take care of your stuff. So think about that. Do we need all this stuff? Is it weighing us down? The other one that the minimalists talk about is spontaneous combustion. If you have an item and say you came home and it just like spontaneously combusted. It went up in flames. If you have items like that you don't really, it wouldn't really bother you if that happened, you don't need it in your life. Another thing you could do is turn around all your hangers in your closet and then say by June, if you haven't worn it, throw it out because you won't. I don't know how many times I've actually, we have a lot of things in our closet usually, but a lot of times I'll even see things at the thrift store with new tags on it, right? So what good is that? Other thing is, does it spark joy in your life? I had to get rid of a lot of things that reminded me of people in my life that were toxic. So I got rid of a ton of things that reminded me of my ex-husband, and I felt a million times better. So does it spark joy? Are the clothes that you have in your closet, do they make you feel good? Do they even fit? So what's the point of having something in your closet, your skinny jeans and whatnot, if every time you look at it, it makes you feel bad about yourself? Get rid of it, right? Next slide. Send one uplifting text or message to someone who needs it each week. You can impact 52 lives. So an idea, you could use mailbox power that Sean mentioned as well, just to keep in the forefront of people's minds. I like to send handwritten cards. I don't know how many times I've sent thank you cards just for random things. And it's crazy because people will message me and be like, Jackie, I really needed that today. I really needed a handwritten thank you card. Or my birthday's on Valentine's Day, so I still make DIY Valentine cards for people and send it. A lot of people don't send birthday cards anymore, you know. My brother will just text me happy birthday, right? Or write on Facebook. It's so impersonal anymore. So why don't you think about making somebody's day? Or make a list this year of everybody that has impacted you, and maybe write them a letter and tell them like, hey, I'm so thankful for you. This is what you've done in my life. Keep spreading that light, right? Pay it forward. Another thing I thought of with this goal as well was to, I do this with my business, but I'll pick an organization that's near and dear to my heart, and I'll have a fundraiser for it. So over Christmas time, I donate to, it's called the Greater Minneapolis Crisis Nursery, and it was in my old Minneapolis neighborhood. And I've been doing a holiday fundraiser for them. Their operation, it's called Holiday Helper. And I do that every year. And now they're just accepting gift cards. But everybody in a bunch of Facebook friends and things as well, we raised $300 and I think it was $50 of gift cards to give to that organization. So pick a different cause each month. I also, every year for my birthday, instead of people giving me gifts on Facebook, I run a fundraiser for Saving Grace Village. It's the girls' self-love retreat and empowerment retreat that I volunteer for. So that's another idea as well. So pick one each month. And another one I looked into, if you want to volunteer your time instead of monetary donations, look into Hands on Twin Cities. They have all kinds of nonprofit organizations on there where you can volunteer for. And I looked earlier this week, and I have a space in my heart for girls especially, but children as well. And one is called My Very Own Bed. So they put together like a dream pack of like pillows and blankets and stuffed animals and stuff. And they go deliver new beds I just got goosebumps, new beds to families with children that don't have beds to sleep in. So how awesome is that? They go deliver the beds every Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And if you want to do that with me, let me know. I'm always looking for more people to help out. So those are just some ideas to give you. Next slide, please. Number 8, this is one of my favorite ones. So start a gratitude journal and write at least 3 things you're thankful for each morning and night. So I have one, and I've been through a lot of hard times in my life. And I remember just like waking up in the morning, and a lot of you probably don't know my story, but I've been through a lot of depression, tried to commit suicide. I remember waking up one morning and I just wanted to run out in front of a bus because I felt so bad, and I was pawning off my belongings to pay my rent because I didn't want to ask for help. So I remember those mornings I would write in my gratitude journal, the sun is shining today. I'm thankful for my mom. My mom is my best friend. And if I didn't have her, sometimes I don't know if I'd still be here. So 3 things you're thankful for. Again, at nighttime too, you want to kind of reflect on your day and then go to bed with a happy heart, right? What did I do today? So Brendan Burchard, like I told you, he's a great person to follow. I love his podcast, but he always says to ask yourself these 3 questions before you go to bed at night. Did I live? How many of us just go through life, go through the motions? Did I live my life today? Was I present? Was I mindful? Rate yourself from 1 to 10. If it's 5 or less, write down some things that could make the next day better. 1% better every day. Number 2, did I love? Did I love? One of the affirmations I say in the morning is, let's see. I love myself. I am loved by God. I love my family. And today I will love others. That's one of the affirmations I say in the morning. So did I love people? Or was I a grumpy bear? Did I show my love to others? Did I shine my bright light today? And the third one, did I matter? What did I do today? Who did I lift up? It could be something simple, right? So did I matter? Hey, I sent a text to this friend. Just tell her I'm thinking of her, right? Did I matter? What did I do? Did I hold the door? I have these really cute older men in my apartment complex, and they are the cutest. But I held the door for them, and they are so grateful and thankful. So little things like that. I actually had somebody pay for a couple shirts in line the other day, and I was blown away. Pay it forward. My church that I go to, they do. I think it's the drive-through difference, but they'll post a QR code of a gift card to Caribou, and you pull up and you pay for the person behind you until the gift card runs out. And just little things like that you can do to make an impact, right? So did I matter? So 3 questions to ask yourself before you go to bed at night. Next slide, please. Number 9. So we always talk about these dream vacations, right? Your bucket list items. Sean, he crossed off 3, I think you said 3 different items off your bucket list this year. You went skydiving, right? You went to Vegas with your son. So save money, right? Save money for those dream trips. Put it away. Get it scheduled. I am so excited for February because my parents rented a house in Cape Coral for, I think, almost the whole month of February. And we're doing that as a family. So we won't all be there at the same time because we all won't fit. I have a really big family now. But we're doing that. I cannot wait. I can spend time with my nieces and nephews and just relax with my family. And I wanted my family to do that for many, many years instead of giving gifts. But now we're doing it. So save some money a month, put it towards that fun, and do those things on your bucket list. Through the pandemic, you never know, especially now. We're not guaranteed another day. So why not do it now? Next slide, the last one. This one, I kind of talked a little bit about this before, but if you want to do something that'll change your life, especially for your family, turn your phone off when you're done with work and give your family your undivided attention. Otherwise, you're going to be working until 9 p.m. You won't be able to tuck your kids in at night. I actually knew a man, and he got rid of his smartphone, his iPhone, and uses a flip phone now for that whole purpose because he noticed he wasn't present with his family. So he got rid of it. So there are options. Like I said, airplane mode, I do this a lot because I need my me time. So if I don't turn my phone on airplane mode about 8 p.m. at night, I get texts till about midnight or people reaching out and I need that time. I need to be able to get my 8 hours of sleep. And then I don't turn it back on usually until I'm done with my morning routine, right? So undivided attention, and you'll be less anxious as well. All right. And then another thing with this one as well, with your family, to improve your relationship with your family, I made it a goal for myself to call one of my family members every Sunday. And I called my mom this last Sunday. We talk usually for about an hour. I don't see her all the time. They live in Iowa. And I think it makes her happier than it makes me most of the time. But it's just great to connect that way as well. So next slide. All right. And I just want to point out that small changes can make a big difference. So, do one big goal a month, commit to that, and then add on every month. Make it a habit, a routine, and you can change your life and the lives of others as well. Thank you. All right, Sean will probably pop back on here and we can see what the viewers have to say here.
Jackie Martin, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. And yes, two things I wanted to point out. You get very grumpy bear when you don't get your sleep. And when we went did that for the fundraiser, when we did the garage sale, what was that for? Who was that for again?
Oh, that was for Saving Grace Village.
That was so much fun doing the garage sale and raising funds to help. And I put a comment in there in the comment section of the easiest way to lift your own energy is to go out and help somebody who can't do anything for you. Some of the things we've done together and it's just you make that impact for people who can't do anything for you. And it's just for me at least, and I know for you as well, it just raises your energy and makes life better. So thank you for sharing all that. Let's go through some of the remarks here. There was one very smart person who's done a couple of remarks. Committed or interested, right? We've talked about that before. And like you said, I just did my video on that. So powerful because so many people are interested, but they aren't willing to do what they need to do to get it done. Facebook user, great advice to remove negative people from your social media. I mean, it's so easy just because they're friends or family, to be connected to them. But I'll ask you, Jackie, do we have to? Do we have to just because they're friends or family?
Nope. And you can snooze people for 30 days too, so they don't even show up.
I did a lot of that during the election and such as that. Is just
yep.
So.
Yep.
Facebook user, if you want which I believe is Travis, if you want everyone to like you, sell ice cream, right? Like you said, not everybody's going to like you. So
yeah,
I say that or bacon, but you'll still have some people who don't like bacon. Even I don't know why, but Travis saying, as I get older, I'm tending to want to be more of a minimalist. However, there are some things that bring me joy that are a must keep. Do you have things, Jackie, that it's just like, I know I don't need this, but they hold sentimental value, so you keep them?
Yeah, I actually have in my closet, I call it a dream book, but I have saved a few really neat drawings that my niece and nephew have made me. Little Ella, she likes to make me like jewelry out of like beads and stuff. And one, I remember this was probably when she was 3 years old, but she made me this necklace and it has a big heart, like a felt heart on it. And I still kept that. Or a card. Like there's this card that my parents gave me when I was 30. I think it was 30 when I was 30 at my lowest point, and just them writing on there, they are so incredibly proud of me. Even right up here, I have a picture of my niece and then my goals and my vision boards in front of me. But I have a card from my mom, and it's like, it says, I want to remind you that you're strong, beautiful, and wonderful person loved by God and your family. Like just little things like that. And I see that if I'm having a down day or something, and it just brightens everything up. So things like that. I love my plants. I have a jungle. I had to bring all my plants in from my balcony. I call myself the plant lady now. So they bring me joy. And like, even when people see, they're like, wow, I'm like, I don't have a green thumb, but just things like that. And, they filter on the too. What?
You don't have a green thumb? What?
Well, I have killed a lot of things. I'm not very good with succulents, but little things like that. I think I counted all my plants with. I think I have 17 plants in my apartment right now.
At least it's nice and air oxygenated in your apartment. So
yeah,
Mitch Irwin threw out there. Mitch is a friend of mine. He's a mortgage guy in Hastings and Bloomington. Great stuff and energy. Travis Sims with a question for you. This is all great advice. How do you personally stay accountable to these great methods? Jackie, how do you stay accountable when some days you're not maybe feeling it?
So I think that's why I have the picture of my niece up here. It's like, what is the overall, my life purpose, right? something got put on my heart years ago about what I need to do with my life. So it's sharing my story and making an impact that way. So when you're having a down day, think about like, what was your main goal when you started your business? I know a lot of people on here are entrepreneurs. Like, what it all comes down to usually is making the world a better place, right? Making somebody else's life better. So on those down days, just think about like, all right, not focusing on maybe like even the money so much. Well, how am I making an impact? Just like those questions at the end of the day, like what really matters today? Does it matter that it's negative 24 degrees out? Not really. We can complain about that. We can't change it. Or we can just bundle up and, woman up, man up, whatnot, and go out there if you need to. So, yeah, so the little things, like that saying, you're not going to worry about things in 5 years, these tiny little things, right? Maybe somebody, I don't know, I have clients that, their husbands say something horrible to them and whatnot. I'm like, well, you can either react and let it ruin your day, or you can move on, right? We have choices. We make thousands and thousands of decisions a day. So you make a choice, right? So you determine how your day is going to go when you step out of bed, right? You can dread it, or you can be like, all right, what am I looking forward to today, right? That energy, put energy to it, okay?
Another great one, and we kind of just talked about it. Purging negative people can be difficult when they might be friends or family. How do you suggest doing it?
So there's a great book. It's about setting boundaries. Henry Cloud, I think, wrote it. So Boundaries, check out that book. He has a whole series as well. And then, make new friends too. So they'll gradually fall off a little bit, right? If you spend time with other people. There's so many different ways to connect as well. So do that. And, you're not the same person you were in high school. At least I'm not. So I don't have some of the same friends because we don't have a lot in common, with a lot of people. So, and that's okay. My mom tells me this all the time too. She's like, Jackie, no, like you can make new friends. No worries. So, yep.
Very cool. Karen Bratton, who is a friend of mine and a client, love that. Snooze people. Karen is very good at snoozing people. So that's one of the things Karen and I have talked about is responding versus reacting. So, so what we're going to do next is Jackie is going to be heading off into the Zoom room where we are going to have more in-depth questions and answers, and also be able to talk about networking and exchanging referrals and such as that. So, any parting words, Jackie?
Let's see. So going into this new year, just think about how can you take care of yourself more? How can you love yourself more? What does that look like every day? I call it a self-care planner. So every day, morning, afternoon, evening, I write down there what I'm going to do for myself. And a lot of us, we just wait till the end of the day to even like breathe, right? So schedule it in those times, maybe take a little walk. I took a walk a couple of days ago out in the cold for maybe 10 minutes because that's all I could stand. I felt like I had a brain freeze. But schedule those little things in throughout the day that can bring you joy, that recenter yourself. Okay.
Very cool. Well, we will see you in the Zoom room. Thanks again. And so I'm going to send you off with the magic here. So thanks everybody for joining us. We're going to finish up here with the slides. Join us in the Zoom room, right? This is where you get to find out more, ask questions, and get referrals and network and see what AGC is all about. Accelerated Global Connections, because our whole point is going to be to not only, like Jackie said, sometimes it's hard to get rid of the negativity. What we pride ourselves on is being the people that help lift each other up, right? We want to be those people to lift each other up. And as you can see, it was just posted in the comments, the link to the Zoom room. But it's not just about business. One of the things I work on with clients all the time is the mental aspect of it. Because if you're starting off with a crappy mental aspect of it, it's really hard, to build on top of that positive stuff. So be around people, listen to what other people are dealing with and how they not just vent. We don't just vent, right? We find ways and we help ways to improve. So join us in the Zoom room for that. AGC Talks, upcoming AGC events. You can go to www.joinagc.com and it'll have the different events for different areas. Like I said, I'm the AGC Arizona. We've got different areas and we've got a ton of live events as well that are coming up this week and next week in Minnesota. Global IT, Gandy Wong. This is how we're able to do things, is people like our premier sponsor, Global IT. Global IT makes all this behind the scenes happen for AGC. And it's so critical because whether you're a small business or in a large business, you know how easy it is to spend hours and hours and thousands of dollars on IT that's not working. Global IT, they make it happen for you. And I was just talking about it, community, right? Teamwork, network, support, more business, structure, energy. These are the things that you can be a part of and learn from. You don't have to make all the mistakes yourself, right? You can be around people who have made those mistakes and learn from them. That way you don't have to. It's only $1 a day. Seriously, it's only $1 a day. So joinagc.com. And on that note, thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the Zoom room.